Greetings, my human friends. I am none other than Tuxie, your feline guide possessing the extraordinary knack to articulate in your language. Ah, the allure of catnip. For us felines, it's like the finest bottle of vintage wine. Let me regale you with a tale of my own first encounter. It was a bright and sunny afternoon. I was a mere kitten, still wet behind the ears. My human, whom I had only recently adopted, brought home a peculiar green plant. Little did I know that my life was about to take a rather interesting turn. The instant that curious scent hit my nostrils, I was intrigued. There was a certain je ne sais quoi about it, and I was drawn to it much like a moth to a flame. In my youthful naivety, I took a tentative nibble, and oh, what a sensation it was! A wave of euphoria washed over me, and I felt as if I was floating on cloud nine. I was no longer a simple house cat, but a king, a god even, ruling over my kingdom of furniture and houseplants from atop the tallest bookshelf. I began to prance around, doing a little jig that would have put the most graceful ballerina to shame. I rolled on the floor, pawed at invisible butterflies, and attempted to catch my own tail, which seemed to have acquired a life of its own. My human watched on, thoroughly amused as I made a spectacle of myself. In the aftermath of my frenzied frolic, I found myself sprawled on the carpet, utterly spent but also inexplicably content. I looked around at the chaos I had wrought. Upturned flower pots, ripped curtains, and a thoroughly shocked goldfish staring at me from its bowl. But oddly enough, I felt no remorse. Instead, I was filled with a profound sense of accomplishment. Looking back, I realized that my first encounter with catnip was a rite of passage, an initiation into a world of sensory delight. It was a journey of discovery, a dance with the absurd, a heady roller coaster ride that left me panting for more. And since that fateful day, my friends, I've been a connoisseur of the nip. Now, you might be wondering, what is this magical substance that turns dignified cats into playful kittens? Allow me to explain. Welcome to the enchanting world of catnip, or as we in the feline community call it, the nip. This seemingly ordinary plant is anything but ordinary, scientifically known as Nepeta cataria. It's a member of the mint family and is native to Europe, Asia, and Africa. But what makes it so irresistible to us cats? Simply put, it's all about the chemistry. You see, catnip contains a chemical compound called nepetalactone. When we get a whiff of it, this compound stimulates the olfactory receptors in our noses, which then send signals to the brain. It's like having a private party in our heads, and we're the only ones invited. And while this party is quite enjoyable, not all cats are invited. Here's a little known fact. About 1/3 of cats are immune to the effects of catnip. This immunity is genetic, and kittens and senior cats are also less likely to react to it. So if your cat doesn't seem to be a fan, don't fret. It's not you, it's their genes. Now, let's debunk a common myth. Some of you humans might think that catnip is like a drug for us cats. But that's not entirely accurate. While it can make us act a bit silly, it's not addictive and it's completely safe. We cats know how to party responsibly. Moreover, the nip has more to it than just making us frisky. It can also help us relax. Some cats prefer to chill out and simply enjoy the aroma, while others like to roll around and go a bit wild. It's all about personal preference. In conclusion, catnip is not just a plant, it's an experience. It's a feline fiesta, a kitty carnival, a cat celebration. It's our version of a spa day and a dance party, all rolled into one. So, you see, catnip is not just a silly plant. It's a complex and fascinating substance that deserves our respect. Now let me share with you some of the most amusing catnip tales I have heard over the years. First up, we have the tale of Sir Whiskers. Now, Sir Whiskers was a dignified old chap, known far and wide for his regal bearing and disdain for anything undignified. However, introduce him to some catnip and, oh boy, the transformation was remarkable. He'd roll around with wild abandon, utterly oblivious to his usual refined sensibilities. The sight of this aristocratic feline frolicking like a kitten was a spectacle that had the neighborhood in stitches. Next, we travel across the pond to meet Miss Daisy, a petite, demure little thing. Miss Daisy was the epitome of grace and gentility. However, under the influence of catnip, she morphed into a fierce, wild beast, racing up and down the stairs, pouncing on invisible prey, and even wrestling the household dog into submission. It was quite the sight to behold, I assure you. Then there was the case of the Siamese twins, Yin and Yang. Now these two were as different as night and day. Yin was the adventurous one, always seeking out new thrills, while Yang preferred a more sedate lifestyle. However, on encountering catnip, their roles reversed completely. Yang became a whirlwind of activity, while Yin turned into a picture of tranquility. It was as if they had swapped personalities for the duration of their catnip high. Lastly, let's not forget about the notorious Fat Louie. Known for his insatiable appetite, Fat Louie was a heavyweight in every sense of the word. However, when he got a whiff of catnip, he would forget all about food and transform into a lean, mean play machine. It was a sight that had to be seen to be believed. And those, my friends, are just a few of the hilarious antics that catnip can inspire. But enough about me. I want to hear your stories. You know, we cats are quite the social creatures, despite what you may think. We love hearing about the antics of our fellow felines, especially when it involves the delightful herb we've been discussing. Have you ever seen your cat do a somersault after sniffing some catnip? Or perhaps they've staged a full-blown concert meowing at the top of their lungs. Oh, the charm of catnip. Does your tabby have a special relationship with this tantalizing herb? Or maybe your Siamese is immune to its magic? Whatever the case may be, we're all ears and whiskers. Leave your tales in the comments. Or better yet, send us a video of your cat's reaction to catnip. We'd love to see it, and who knows? Your cat may just take the internet by storm, one catnip-induced flip at a time. So come on, share your catnip tales with us. Who knows? Your cat might become the next viral sensation. Now, dear humans, sprinkle a bit of catnip on that subscribe button and give it a gentle tap. Ring the bell too, because you wouldn't want to miss a single episode filled with whisker magic on Tuxie Talks. So, stay curious, stay whiskered, and until our next feline rendezvous, keep purring,